My pleasure. Good to be with you, Neil.
Well, in the meantime, we've been saying it today, the numbers are proving it. Tea Partiers are not just Republicans. Just 10 days before nationwide tax day protests, a brand new Gallup poll showing more than half of all the Tea Party supporters are Democrats or independents. That's not really news to us. We noticed it at last year's tax day protest in Sacramento for ourselves. They are letting their angst, their rage, and their wrath be known. These are Republicans, these are Democrats, these are conservatives, these are liberals, as much opposed to spending under this Democratic government as they were under a Republican president. All right, well, I was laughed at then. Not too much laughing now. Of course, the laughing back then had more to do with my jacket than it did anything else, but I digress. Dale McCoy is a Democratic Tea Partier, Jay Stewart, and independent from the St. Louis Tea Party. So, Jay, to you first, what do you make of this revelation? I guess, is it a revelation to you?
No, it's not, Neil. We knew a long time that the Tea Party movement was nonpartisan. It was not designed to propel the GOP to any type of success. It was designed, or it actually wasn't designed at all. It was basically a gathering of people who were rejecting an agenda that they thought was subordinating the private sector to the public sector.
You know, Dale, when I was out in Sacramento a year ago, almost to the day, I remember when I was speaking to the Republican state chairman and we were asking a lot of fairly heated questions. He was getting booed, and that
absolutely
that body politic behind us, the State House, was where a Republican governor would preside. So
right.
I noticed that, Dale, and maybe you can help me, that this was sort of a bipartisan rage. Is it still now?
Yeah, it really is still a bipartisan rage. You know, principles of limited government and fiscal responsibility don't belong to any one party. These are the founding ideas of our country. And right now, neither party is really living up to their obligations. So, you know, certainly the Tea Party is nonpartisan. We never have been partisan. You know, we believe in constitutionally limited government, fiscal responsibility, and free markets. And regardless of how the other side tries to paint us as partisan or as racist or as homophobes, it's not true. We're responsible people who are worried about our country.
So
and we're going to take action.
I'm sorry, Jay, when you hear, as I had Vice President Dan Quayle here last week, and he was admiring the Tea Party movement and speaking very highly of those who move it like yourself, but that if it leads to a divide and conquer among conservative, limited government type politicians, then it serves no purpose. In other words, I don't want to put words in his mouth, then it is divide and conquer, and Democrats or bigger spenders, as he put it, walk in. What do you say to that?
Well, the Tea Party, again, is not a party. Mark Rubio made a great point. He said it's a place for people to gather to voice their concerns. When you talk about the political science and when you talk about the strategy, that comes down to the candidates. The candidates have the opportunity to come to the Tea Party and make their case. So as far as what Senator Quayle was discussing, I think he's potentially correct in terms of the political opportunism. If someone comes in and says, okay, well, that person isn't conservative enough, so we're going to, you know, call them a progressive, and then have the Tea Party back. I don't like that kind of approach. The Tea Party I wouldn't even say it's a political movement. It's more of a citizenship movement. So the Tea Party, really, that's more the Republican National Committee, and the candidates have to take responsibility and have a message that applies to all people. Then they don't have to worry about it.
Dale, the question was asked last year when I was in Sacramento and all the rallies since. How long can this Tea Party rage, or whatever you want to call it, last? Here we are a year later. A number of Tea Parties are being planned, including a big one in Atlanta we'll be attending. And it still lasts. Can it last till November? Will it be a force beyond November? What do you think?
I think it will definitely last through November and beyond. You know, here's the key to the Tea Party. It's made up of responsible, committed people. We pay our bills, we understand debt, we realize that there is, you know, freedom comes with responsibility. We're not going to give up. It's our country. And the most important thing that we can do is we can talk to other individuals who maybe aren't paying close enough attention and who are busy with their lives, and they're not really following what's happening in Washington. And we're going to continue to engage those people, and those people will vote. So, yeah, this rage will last. It will last until we get things straightened out. It has to. We have no choice. We'll continue the fight. And I think you'll see that on April 15th.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Speaking of April 15th, Atlanta.